EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Frank, it's just amazing what can be done today. Where you can build golf courses on the moon? I mean, that's what this looks like here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada.
And obviously it's an experience too that has to be played before you can thoroughly enjoy it, because you just wouldn't think this is possible. If someone said you can come out to the middle of the desert and you're going to play a phenomenal golf course, you'd say it's not possible. But as these holes intertwine around in the canyon area, just wonderful vistas, huge changes in elevations. Really, it's just a fun adventure.
For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in on our featured golfer here at the first. Stepping up to the first tee, Frank, what are some keys to be thinking about at this point?
Really got to pick a decent target, really focus in on that, don't really worry about left and right. Nice, good full swing, slow if anything off the first tee.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Gonna need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
This is for his birdie. Good birdie right there, moving to third place on the leaderboard. Here at the par 4, 445-yard second hole. Severe dogleg to the left. What's the best play here, Frank?
Well, that tee shot, Rich, is so intimidating, so you don't necessarily have to hit driver. Club decision is probably going to be important here, because if you hit driver, you've got to take it down over that left side, all over the canyon area. So if you hit 3-wood, you can play a slightly more conservative tee shot, but it is going to leave you a longer second shot to a green that's well protected on the right side by bunkers. But really, you know, if the wind's not blowing, this is a really good, fun hole to play. Look at the vistas.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
Pretty good effort right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder, just the way that one did, he would say, "Ringtail howitzer." And that one just didn't go in. So just getting started, even par so far. All right, Frank, describe the third hole.
Well, it's a par 3 with a bit of a tabletop green, Rich. Some bunkers right and left of that, but also it's going to play a little bit further. This tee shot is uphill, unlike the opening 2 holes. So a 3 here, and that certainly won't hurt the scorecard.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds.
Oh, this is right at it.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
He'll need to be strong with this. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
And he's made it onto the green now.
Even par, currently.
Lost that mini battle right there on that hole with a bogey and slips to 1 over par. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. It has not gone all that well early in the round for our featured golfer. What do they need to do, Frank, to turn this thing around?
Well, you can't dwell on what's just happened. There's plenty of holes ahead. Look at the scorecard, par 5s to play, things like that. Really pick apart this golf course. There's going to be plenty of opportunities around the corner.
So another good result, playing this one as it should be played, right down the middle, in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. That will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
They're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Little bounce in his step right now after that birdie, Frank.
Well, certainly should feel that way. That was some quality golf we've just seen.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, golf shoes might not be good enough here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. You might need your hiking boots here because there are so many elevated tees.
Well, fortunately, we don't have to rappel down the mountains or the hills here, but There are billy goats around here as well, so be careful. If you stray, you might just, well, join a new tribe.
On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Enjoying that trio at the top.
Frank, standing on the 6th tee and looking out at this golf course, I can't help but think that if you hit it offline here, you're going to be playing golf with the billy goats.
Yeah, you might actually turn into a billy goat come the end of the day, that's for sure. The huge elevation changes once again are apparent here at the 6th. 'Tis a dogleg to the right, not really a driver unless you want to sort of bring that creek into play or that little stream that cuts across. Second shot, a little bit uphill. Those bunkers are really where you shouldn't go. We all know that. And this green is anything other than, he goes after it like he is here.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it. Well, no other way to say it, Frank. That's just an awful shot.
Bad. Safely on deck.
And he's made the green. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, so green side bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really, you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Did the job right there. Par 3 8th, 248 yards down to the green. What a hole.
Yeah, maybe you put your 2 hands together, make a little prayer. You might make 2, but make 3 here and run to the next tee. This is it's just a gorgeous par 3, but it is tough. Every bit as tough as what it is pretty, as a matter of fact. Hazard,
maybe wet. Frank, this actually isn't the most difficult shot, is it, for a high-level player?
You got a clean lie, it's firm underneath. The biggest thing, though, really, you don't want to hit the path first. Clean strike, though. This is almost like hitting off the fairway.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. So with that, the score is now at even par. Finishing up this front side here at the par 4 9th, 390 yards. And what are we looking at, Frank?
Well, it looks relatively straightforward, but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off, because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunk on that right side, or at least take that out of play, because you're only going to have a short pitch in here.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Here's the approach shot, starting to find the rhythm now after that balky beginning.
Yeah, good opportunity here. Flag very much one you can aim at, and especially as they're starting to play well.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. We'll make birdie if this drops.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Settles in over the putt. Good par. Now the start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada, or as I like to call it, Mind Blower Golf Club. Frank, everywhere you look, it's just a mind blower. I mean, this one is hard to believe.
Well, this one is also a hard hole, 472 yards off the back tee. The fairway is a little wider than what it looks off the tee, because that sort of desert ridge
might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
So, Frank, with this approach shot, need to put it in there reasonably close and hope for a bogey.
Yeah, and that actually wouldn't be so bad. A string of mistakes, and just to minimize the damage to just one drop shot, you nearly give yourself a pat on the back.
On the green, but still a tough putt coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Running a little hot right now. Cool down just a little bit. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just 5 feet left. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Not his best effort right there. That's a bogey, and now 3 over. Now to the par 5 12, pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, called water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good drive that avoids all of that. And then the hole is certainly reachable, but as you can see, water creeps in again, back right on this hole. So just don't get too cavalier here. A 5 wouldn't be the worst score. I know you want better, but believe me, seen many as 6s and 7s racked up here at 12. Second shot.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. These putts keep the round together. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week, just a few too many pars. 13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just, you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, well, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Now a 7-footer. Makes it and moves to 1 over. Fourteenth hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here. What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers. 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see. The other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. That's sort of 3 different tier levels in that. But let's see, birdies are to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Hole here at Wolf Creek. What is this, Frank? Just a wedge or a 9-iron?
That's all, Rich, but it's very tempting to get greedy here. And well, you pay the price, obviously, if you miss the green on the left down on those bunkers, because they're, well, a good 6-7 feet below the level of the green. But with a 9-iron, who doesn't go aiming at them?
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never created offline.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
You'd like that one again.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up.
Did the job right there. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, another good scoring chance.
If you can avoid the confusion off the tee, it looks like the hole might be a dogleg, then is it a carry? It meanders from one way to the other, but really when you actually break the hole down, it's virtually straight ahead. Those 2 bunkers in the driving distance, they frame the hole nicely, so play it as a straightaway par 4. It should set up beautifully for just a little short iron and perhaps a birdie opportunity.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Well, you could see he thought he had
the whole way until the end.
Well, you couldn't do much more than that, except to make it. And he makes it for par. Now to the 17th, par 5 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club.
Yeah, dogleg left. Tee shot obviously has to be played short of that creek down there. It's still going to be a reachable hole, even though this hole's sort of around the 550, 560 mark. But because you've got to play short of that stream, it's going to leave a lengthy second shot, and you've got to get the distance right on the button.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Didn't hit it in there close, but you see the odd make from this distance.
Yeah, my tape measure gives us 26 feet.
Could it be? Well, after that, to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive at this green, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course you do the maths. You're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and well, they want you to finish on a good note. So good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood. Pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the clubhouse.
Frank, we've seen guys like Phil Mickelson hit it off the cart path. How tough is this shot?
Well, for a high-level professional, actually, it just looks harder than what it is. They'd rather here than the rough any day.
Really good control. Well, Frank, can be a problem, but not a melody. Headed in the right direction with that birdie.
Just sneaks into the top 10. It's a good move this week.
Frank, you and I have covered golf around the world. I have never seen anything quite like Wolf Creek Golf Club here in Nevada.
I didn't think you could build a golf course in this sort of area like this, but they have, and they've succeeded. It's a wonderful course to play. It's so pleasing on the eye. The fact that you get to play across canyons and over desert ridges and across water, all in one little place. It really is an oasis, but more importantly, Rich, it's fun.
And the golf we saw was every bit as good as this magnificent desert backdrop. For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from Wolf Creek Golf Club.